Is there more hope on the horizon for Marvel Strike Force? A recent tweet from creative director Jason Bender does suggest so. So we're going to take a look at that. I'll give you my thoughts on that. And what is up with these economy changes, the purple and orange gear? Are they as advertised? We're going to take a look at that and the rest of your questions from the mailbag, guys. And if you're ready for that, find that like button. And you know what to do. Let's go smash!
ValleyFlyin.
Yo, what is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're ready for this exciting week. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're ready for all the questions from the mailbag on the Discord server. And I do want to give a big shout out to everyone that is a member of the Discord. The link is down below. And if you want to leave a question for a future update or for a future episode of the Monday, aka Sunday mailbag, make sure you are a member of the Valley Club and join the Discord. Now, if this is your first time here, guys, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force and Marvel Future Revolution content. But yes, hit that notification bell so you can notified as soon as a new video is released. And make sure you check out Amazon Coins, guys, if you want to get up to 20% off all of your in-game purchases, whether it be for Marvel Strike Force or any other game that you may be playing. Make sure you check out Amazon Coins, coins.valleyflyin.com for the link. But before we get to all the questions this week, I do want to show you some tweets that was sent out by Jason Bender yesterday. And this was a big one, guys. All right, so this was kind of a response to a very negative tweet that he got. But let me focus on this one first. Thanks for all the goodwill, everyone. All the goodwill, everyone. We have an amazing community. I wish I could tell you about some of the cool stuff that's in the works, all based on community feedback soon. And unfortunately, there's no trademark with this one, but my response was curious to see what we've announced. After a few months of monetization focused decision, I'm cautiously optimistic. So yes, I want this game to be good, so I have that optimism back. Some of the private discussions from Cerebro did help to bring that optimism back. So not as much salt in the video today, but yes, this is what was communicated publicly. And if we want to go and see what was communicated publicly by Cerebro, take a look at the response on Reddit that he did communicate. The answer is pretty simple. Why he hasn't, and this is a response to a question why he hasn't been communicated. In case you guys missed it from previous videos, Zeeks and I have been advocating hard for the players to the team. Your voices haven't been heard loudly as they should. That is very, very, very true. I mean, we were shouting, we were yelling about these changes to the Doom raids before they went live. I was super disappointed when they went live. They're spending a lot of time to ensure the team has a full picture of the impact of decisions. We have some big meetings coming up with the studio leadership that we have to prepare for, giving me assurance that we'll communicate more as often as we have something that is worth reporting. Now, this is the public filtered version of what was said, and out of respect, I cannot discuss what was discussed on the private section of the Envoy server or in the DMs. But I gotta say, I am more hopeful after receiving that communications from Cerebro. But let's go back to what prompted the Jason Bender tweet. And this is all good. They have some cool stuff in the works. We're still very cautious with my level of optimism. But this was a response to a very negative tweet. And I guess people are getting a little crazy. Some people finally tweeted me in a comment with how they wanted me to die, which is very unfortunate because just as angry as I am as Scopely as a whole, these people are individuals and they have personal lives, and there should be some separation with our anger with Scopely as a whole, Boundless as a whole, and these individuals. And this is not cool. So if you guys are involved, I don't think the Valley Club would do something like this. But if you guys are, or know people that aren't in the Valley Club that are doing this and wishing ill will upon the devs on a personal level to them, then hopefully you could convince them to stop doing this, because this is not good. This is crossing the line, in my opinion. You know, I've been very angry, but yeah, there's lines that should not be crossed. Shame they don't understand how things work and how they last out like that. Collectively, we have a long way to go. Anyway, I love you, and yeah, my response to this is bad. There are certain lines that shouldn't cross. Remedex had a much better response. Amazing person, lovely, glad to get you down. They rolled 1 on the wisdom check, and yeah, so hopefully this kind of stuff stops. feedback, I think, is welcome to them. But yes, definitely doing things like that are more personal, probably avoid. But that is it, guys. That is the latest news from Jason Bender. This one was not good, but this tweet, I think, offers some optimism. So we'll see what happens this week. We'll see if the rage needs to continue, or if the optimism that was provided by Cerebro and potentially this tweet by Jason Bender, let's see if they were well worth our responses. But without further ado, it is time for the questions. It is mailbag time. All of your questions from the Discord. Boom, first one this week. Valley, enjoy the content. About 10 days away from my year 1 anniversary. Congratulations. Starting of MSF, Global Note 8 of DD3, which is pretty painful, if I remember. There was all those Miss Marvels, I think, on Node 3, all those Iron Fists on Node 7, but Node 8 was just very, very difficult as far as I remember, and I may be remembering that wrong or confusing some stuff, but got DD1 and DD2 finished. Congratulations on that. Prepare for the Cosmic Notes. About the team will only get better. Silver Surfer to Gear 14. That is very good. That'll be very helpful in DD3 and subsequently in DD4. The city nodes, though, I'm struggling with 4th and 5th. Currently have Symbiote, Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, and Scream. I have to farm all the Gear 14 bio-uniques for the next symbiote. And if you're thinking of your next symbiote, some people like, and this is more planning ahead for Dark Dimension 4. Because I think with Dark Dimension 3, you got 3 symbiotes, 4 symbiotes, you should be fine. But as far as Dark Dimension 4, some people like Venom a little better because I think he is a little better in Dark Dimension 4 specifically. But I think Carnage is going to give you more bang for your buck. So as far as who your next symbiote should be, your 4th symbiote, personally, I would go Carnage then Venom, but I don't think you could go wrong with either way with there. But having to farm all the Bionex, any suggestions other than symbiotes to bring? I missed Doc Ock by about a month, which is unfortunate because while he's very good in the city sections of Dark Dimension 3, also very good in the legendary sections of Dark Dimension 4. So that's a character that will give you double value there. Just waiting for his return. Night Nurse. I worry if she'll fall out of the meta for the Doom raids. By the time my alliance gets there, have wasted the resources. Do you foresee her dropping in Viability anytime soon? Well, she doesn't just have that Viability in the skill lane as being one of the very few skill healers that you're going to have in the Doom raid. So I don't see her falling off unless another character replaces her value there. So I think she still will have value, although she may be power crept by another character. I should, Mantis was still a very good healer, even though Minerva was the very next healer. She just got overshadowed, and then the Guardians end up sucking. But Night Nurse will still have value. Plus, she's valuable on that Shadowlands team if you're a player that focuses on war offense. So I don't think you could go wrong with Night Nurse. She may not give you a lot of value in DD3 or DD4, but down the road, I still see her having some value. I don't think she's going to be totally useless, even if she does get power crept. So hopefully that helps. Other city characters, I know like Merc Lieutenant is kind of cheap. So if you're just looking to get in there with those 3 symbiotes, those will give you some value. Punisher is very cheap as well, although I don't think he's going to provide value in DD3 or DD4 and after that, unless you're going really hard on the military skill team. So those are some options for you. If you guys have other options, let me know in the comments and help a brother out here that's trying to get through that horrible Node 8 in the city section, or yes, not a city, global section. All right, about to unlock Jubilee. Have the rest of my Axemen at Gear 12, 6664. Don't know how far I should take them. Also for Uncanny X-Men. All right, so let's focus on the Axemen Force. It really depends on what content you're in right now, what you're not able to clear. So as far as power levels, I think it was about level total collection power of that team, or team power, about 400k or so. I was able to fully auto Ultimate 7.5. Before that, I could play with them and they would smash it, but it would have to be on manual. 400 is the level I think you should be at in order to comfortably auto Ultimate 7.5. And the Doom raids, it's all about the ISOs. So yeah, the Doom raids are not going to be viable unless you got the ISO on them. But I think 400 is a decent level. Mine's are about 450 right now. They're doing very good in the Doom raids if I could get in there, but yes, that's where you should be shooting for. So get their levels as high as you can, and clear the content that you're not able to clear. That's where your investment level should be. And then of course you want to spread your resources for some other teams on the horizon, like Infinity Watch, maybe X Factor for that Adam Warlock unlock. But yes, it really depends. I need more information for this question. Now, as far as your second question, at Uncanny X-Men, I have Beast on there with Phoenix, Colossus, Cyclops, and Wolverine. Who should I replace him on the team? Well, you got a couple options, Psylocke or Storm. I would probably put both of them on a team and take Wolverine out of there. So I think the best non-Beast version of the Uncanny X-Men is going to be Phoenix, Colossus, Cyclops, Storm, and Psylocke. But yes, again, without a lot of context and what you're using these characters in, it's hard to make some recommendations as far as power levels and stuff like that. All right, chord my name to ISO hate skillfully. I am so upset about the Doom Raid requirements. Yeah, not really a question, but I would agree. The ISO 8 requirements for Doom is just trash. Anytime there's backwards content, you know, this is supposed to be an update. Omaji said it's supposed to be an update, but where it's more of a regression than an update when you consider that a lot of players are not able to even enter the Doom Raids anymore, which is very unfortunate. But I agree with you. Glad to see you on your men's. Actually, I'm official no brace this week, so I am on the men's. We're getting closer to being able to do that active recovery and really fully heal. So thank you for that, brother. The Infinity Watch teams looks like to build a new meta team in Arena, but how about Dark Dimension 4 Cosmic? Do they need the whole team to make a dent? Or do you think individual characters will be worthwhile for the Cosmic nodes? This is just speculation because I haven't taken any of them in there firsthand. I have started using Gamora in the Doom Raids because I'm on the early section of skills, so you only need 4 in the lane that I'm in for the skills. So I'm using Gamora there, and I don't know if she's providing a lot of value, but she is fun, especially when she goes into empowered state. That synergy with Nebula is pretty strong as well, and then Phyla-Vell, Moondragon, very good healers. So first-hand experience, I have some experience with Gamora, but not with the rest of the team. But yeah, Gamora, once she goes in the empowered state, I think she can provide you some value in Dark Dimension 4, but that is just my assumption. I'm sure there'll be some people testing out this whole team, giving you some actual data on what you can expect with this team, but I think Gamora, once she goes into empowered state, will get you some value on Dark Dimension 4, but we'll have to see. We'll have to wait till someone gets us some first-hand information on this team, but I think Gamora definitely will be you're able to rock some with Gamora even without that full team. And of course, if you got that full Infinity Watch team, you might just be able to auto on Dark Dimension 4 if you got that full Infinity Watch team ready at gear 15 for that. So yeah, they're very good. Arena or raids, whatever raids they're viable in, and you got that ISO unfortunately on them. And then war, they're going to smash on war offense or defense. So they are the meta team, bro. Yeah, so build them. Valley, I was thinking about how to counter Hero for Hire, came across Ultimus. How well do you think a team with Ultimus will do, even though he's fairly slow? I don't have him unlocked, or I would test it. So Ultimus was always a very strong counter to Lootcakes, so I think he'll provide some Lootcakes countering. But the problem with Heroes for Hire is their charge mechanic. So unless you have a way to remove that, you might remove one of those charges from Lootcakes with Ultimus. But after that, you're going to need some sustainability. You're going to need some ways to keep them alive while you're really trying to damage that Heroes for Hire team. And while you're doing damage to them, you still got Misty Knight, Colleen Wing attacking you, Iron Fist healing them up, Luke Cage distracting with that taunt, and for a lot of people, Kestrel's that fist just damaging you. So I don't know if Ultron would work. It is a good test, especially with all the buffs on this team. But I think you still have the problem with the charges, them getting all their energy back, them reviving themselves. Yeah, so I don't see it. It may work, but you're gonna need to surround Ultimus with some really good characters. And yeah, I'd love to see some screenshots on it. In theory, it should work, especially with all those buffs on that team. But you're gonna need a very solid 4, maybe a 4 with a Silver Surfer, Kestrel, Doom, something like that could help them survive. And maybe Minerva. I don't know. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But there's a lot of problems that Heroes for Hire poses on war defense. So it may or may not work. I don't know. If anybody has tested this or has screenshots of it, let me know in the comments or tag me on Discord in the general section, guys. All right, in your video with Reminex, he said some people don't know about the ISO cap. I'm guessing one of those people. Which resource is capped and where is it capped at? So this was actually a question that I did not remember, or a statement that he did not say. Now, I did remember him talking about the energy, like people weren't aware of the energy. So I actually texted him on this.
So let me read what he said just so it's accurate. And I think it was about the energy, because I think what he was saying at that time was not everybody was aware that you could refresh the energy, or that there was a cap on the energy that for ISO 8. So his response is, you get a second refresh for free every day. Before Strike Pass, people would cap at the energy. When it was included, it was a first clue that they were making ISO important, but we had no idea of how important. So basically this had to do with the energy. So make sure that you're using your refreshes if possible. You're getting a few of those free refreshes just from your objectives. And yeah, use it on different ISOs. Get those ions, even if you're not farming a specific ISO, get those ions, because they're a major bottleneck in the game right now, an artificial bottleneck that was just created by this update. Still salty about that, but I do have a little more optimism than I did last week, guys. So we'll see. I'm not as salty this week. But yeah, the ISO 8 requirements suck. All right, Valley, long-time viewer, love your content. Keep it going. We will, whether it be for this game or Future Revolution. I had an idea with these costumes to get more use out of them than just seeing them whenever you or someone else has them equipped. Whenever you unlock a costume and equip it on, it applies to all the costumes, even if it's a character in a node. So you can at least see them, you at least see these characters with the costumes, even if you don't use that character enough to enjoy it. Just the thought, granted, Scopely wouldn't break the game implementing it. Oh, very, very much so. I mean, there's one thing that they have not really solved in 2021 is the amount of bugs. I mean, we're gonna talk about some potential bugs in this economy changes, but yeah, they may break the game. But as far as this idea, I love this idea. For some reason I was using the Asgardians on non-auto and on non-blitz sim, and Thor was there. I'm like, oh, he looks different. This is so cool. But before that, I bought that uniform or costume for about a week and a half and didn't really see him. I thought I was using Thor more often than I was, but I wasn't really using him. So I'd love to see that costume. And if you see these costumes on your opponents, I think that's cool. I would like to see that. Even if it's a player, I would like to see that. And you just have that option to toggle it on and off. I think it does add a little more variety into the game. Like I said, it doesn't really add too much fun, but adds variety, which I guess is helping from keeping a game getting stale. So I love this idea. Hopefully they make it happen. And also, I would like to see the avatars change whenever you have a different costume with a character, and have that available as your main avatar, one of these costumed characters. There's a little detail that I think they could have implemented to make these costumes a little more highly desirable. Big shout out from the UK. I'll soon be in position to choose either between Surfer or Kestrel. 6 yellow, 6 red. What do you think? I'm thinking Kestrel because of Doom Raids, but I'm open to Persuasion. I think both of these characters are great, and you can't go wrong with either. And I guess it's going to come down to which one you're using the most. For me, I think I'm using Surfer a little bit more, but Kestrel, you do have a very good argument because of the double tags for Kestrel and Doom. You could use them in multiple nodes of the Doom, so you get level 5 on them. You got multiple nodes taken care of, or at least having a little more viability with multiple nodes because of their dual tags. So for that reason, I think I would buy the stars on Kestrel, but you can't really go wrong with Silver Surfer either. So I think it's going to come down to your personal usage. I always say, yeah, the promotion credits and T4s, they should be used based on your personal usage. So it doesn't matter how good a T4 is, how good a character is, even at certain red stars. If you're not using these characters, you're not going to get that bang for your buck. So it should be based on your usage. But I think Kestrel would be the way to go for me based on the double use in the Dooms. But there may be another argument of usage there. So again, hard to say without all the context of this question. But in a vacuum, probably go Kestrel. All right, hey Valley, love your stuff. Keep it up. Hey, I love all your questions, guys. Keep them flowing. Keep them flowing, and it could be related to Strike Force, Future Revolution, lifting, nutrition, whatever. Keep these questions coming. I love all of them, guys. I'm still having fun in MSF after 3 years playing, which is good. I feel like my fun went up when I quit reading Reddit. Do you think the content creators like yourself are focusing too much on the very small bit of the community that complains constantly on Reddit? I am feeling that way recently. Stay positive. I am trying to, and I gotta say there is a lot of negativity on Reddit. It's very easy to get bogged down in the negativity. It's very easy to follow suit with the negativity, and I noticed myself doing that as well. When I'm spending less time on Reddit, I'm less salty, and when I'm spending more time on Reddit, I'm more salty, and maybe I'm spending more time just because I want to see what the pulse of the community is. Also, there are sometimes that I do need to go on Reddit, see if there's any news that I missed. So I agree. Reddit is a very negative place. It's always been a more negative place than YouTube or Discord or some other places, but it definitely has an effect. So, but that's not to say that the recent saltiness on Reddit and from the content creators is wrong. I think it is definitely deserved, and I think it is doing some good, judging by some of the responses we've seen. So yes, I will still be salty when the game does need the salt, and I feel that backwards progress, some of the changes, some of these requirements from ISO 8 that I don't think needs to be there. I think the salt is well deserved, but in general, I will try to stay positive. But yeah, you're definitely right about Reddit being very salty and having an effect on other content creators, including myself and the community for a large part. All right. Oh, couple questions here. Valley, a few ideas to improve gameplay. I love improving gameplay. Do the devs though, or do they just care about monetization? Hopefully we'll get some insight later this week on what their thought process are and how much they're willing to bend on some of these changes. Once someone finishes Dark Dimension 1 to 3, it'll rest. I think reset after 60 to 120 days with an increase in power level by a percentage each time, maybe 5% or either 10% on each node. Ooh, that'll add to the difficulty and replayability, but I don't know about the percent increase, but I like the hard cap. Like there's a 24-hour limit before you enter the next round of Dark Dimension. So if you complete Dark Dimension 4 once before you could enter that second time to get that better version of Doom, you gotta wait 24 hours. So I would like this. This doesn't seem bad. A 60 or 120 or whatever kind of cooldown on when you could re-enter these to get these rewards. I think that would be decent. And I know some people wouldn't want to ever go back into certain Dark Dimensions like Dark Dimension 3, but if it's for a decent amount of resources, maybe some Red Star Elite Orb fragments or something like that, or full orbs or more resources that have been bottlenecks, ions or something like that, I think it will be. I think it could be decent. Okay, I think it could be decent. Create a new game mode called Danger Mode, combination of raid and war. First sets up 69 teams for room, and it can have 10 to 20 characters, allowing duplicate minions. Have 2 to 3 waves, like additional raid mode. Another player will have 2 days to clear all the rooms. This sounds like very much like what they have in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I like this. And people have been wanting stuff like this to come to Marvel Strike Force for a while, even if it's just a one-to-one copy. I think it would add a lot of fun. I would like this. This sounds like a lot of the one of the battles that they have in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes when it's almost like an alliance war, but on a one-on-one basis. This is great. And the devs knew about this. Cerebral came over from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and a lot of the player base is from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. But when will they announce this? Maybe this is some of the cool stuff in the works that we will find out about soon. Hopefully new game modes like this. All right, I'm Valley. I'm a part of a casual alliance that runs Ultima 7.0. When we found that the silver server shards in the milestones were almost within reach at milestone 20, we constantly hit. We started trying to organize a push for 100% completion so we can move to Ultima 7.1 and at least try to hit the first couple nodes with silver server shards in them. We tried for a month, hit 95% a few times, never quite able to get over the hump. After the patch yesterday, we found Ultima 7.1 was unlocked for us. It seems like a requirement dropped from 100% to 60%, although I can't find it anywhere. This was documented. Yes, this was intentional. And this was a very positive change brought out by this update that got largely overshadowed by these negative requirements for the Doom raid. So if we look at some of these Doom raid changes that they talked about, let's go to this blog post, and we are going to come back to this, talking about some of the gear. But if we scroll down here, the Doom raid requirements all the way this last instance, and a lot of people got hung up here because of the requirements of ISO 8 and everything, but not a lot of people noticed this little tiny blurb down here that's pretty positive. Speaking of difficulty, Doom updates include the additional raid difficulty selector, which is removed, and reduced unlock requirement Ultima 7 at 60% instead of the usual 100%. So this affected all of the tiers there, and also affected the tier, making it a little easier for someone at Ultimas to get into the Doom raids. Unfortunately, the ISO 8 requirements, threw that out the window. But yeah, this is a good thing, and it made it easier for people to get in, and it helped a lot of alliances, especially like yours. So again, positive change, but a little overshadowed. But this was a very, very good change, and there's people very happy over this over Red. This helps a lot of people in Ultimates right now, especially with those first-time clear rewards. All right, Valley, not a question. I need you to stay positive. I already fought a mobile and Tony Scangili. I can't handle any more salt, but I think the salt was doing some good. It did make, especially from myself, where the channel is mostly positive. If I'm always salty and then the salt comes in, I'm like, oh yeah, he's always salty. But if I'm mostly positive and then I get salty over certain issues, certain things that are big that I think are hurting the game, and trends that I see in the game that I think are hurting the game in a long-term perspective, especially with a lot of people quitting and the game, just losing faith in the game. I think the salt is necessary to get some change, but I get it. I do try to be positive more often than not. Give it a month before we call it dead. I don't think this game is dead. I think there is still hope, but we need some announcement this week. I think it needs to be done this week and not in weeks. And hopefully they are listening. Hopefully the devs will listen to Cerebro and some of the things that are happening in this game and get some positive change. I hope they listen. There's too much money on the line. There is a lot of money on the line. I think they're missing out on millions if this stuff. Also, Wolverthor called you one of the nicest people out there. I try. This one got downvoted because I know some people are liking the salt, and I do want to do it when it's appropriate. I think it's appropriate, but we'll see. We'll see if the optimism is well deserved or if we need more salt to get them to listen even more. But I do it when it's appropriate, but I do try to be positive more often than not. But it happens, brother. Expect to see Orange Elites at all Greek raid tiers this update. According to the statement, Cerebro made in the last strike time at 36 what gives Orange Elite orbs will be added to all levels of the Greek. All right, but he also did say some other stuffs in other things. Excuse me, and it's my pidgin English getting in there. But he did say some other things in the strike time episode. Let's go take a look at it. This is actually from the same blog post. There's a lot in this big blog post. Major changes here. So let's see exactly what he said, and let me get my headphones so I could hear what he's saying here, and let me play this clip here. Because,
before we dive into the interview today, I have some exciting news about some significant increases into the availability of purple gear and orange gear in the near future.
And some of these changes are live right now. You can see them in the game, and one of them doesn't appear to be working correctly. So we'll go take a look at that in game.
We're going to be reducing prices in the gold supplies and raid supplies stores, and we're going to be increasing some various pieces through the strike pass. For orange, this will include updates like Orange Elite Raid Orbs available at all levels in the Greek raid. And in the supply store, we'll be adding a slot specifically for unique orange pieces. You're going to see many of these changes rolling out over the next version, 5.4, and this could not come soon enough because I need to get my...
So that's where he said, it's not exactly happening right at launch. It's happening over the course of the update. So as much as I call them out on their BS, this was something announced that it's not happening right now. But let's go in game, because like I said, there's some question as to whether some of the stuff is working correctly. If we go into the raid section right now, they were all supposed to be the same prices, I thought, and some of the wording is a little different, but we see different prices here for the cytoplasm, for the glyphs, for the syringes, for this. We got some are 800, some are still 1240, and I think some of the confusion is from the Strike Pass episode or right here where they're talking about what is actually changing. So if we go into the update here and we see what they're talking about, these pieces here, the unit prices for propagating the raid store will also be reduced. You'll get 60% more value. So the value, I think that means they're increasing what is in there. For advanced basic catalyst parts, origin gear, catalyst for damage focus, health, armor, and resistance. The big question here is what exactly is the origin gear? So if we go into the game and look at this, I think this is origin gear. I think this is origin gear. I think this is origin gear for mutants, mystic, bio, and then we got skill origin gear, and I think this is also mystic. So I think this is all included, but I'm not sure exactly what their definition of origin gear is. So hard to tell if this is right or not, but I think this is wrong. I think this is a bug, and hopefully this is something that will also be addressed. But as far as your question, oh, not this one. As far as your question here about this elite orbs added to all levels of the Greeks, you did say it's coming in this update. And if we look at the dev notes here, they didn't talk about this yet. So this was, I guess, I was assuming this would be right at launch, but I guess this was arriving over the course of update. I actually had to go back and look at what exactly Cerebro said in the Strike Pass, Strike Time episode to see what he was talking about. And yeah, he did say over the course of the update. So yeah, as mad as I am about other things, this was not something they got wrong. Although the raid stuff, the different prices in the raid store for purple gear, I think that is a bug, and I think that should be fixed. All right, hey Valley, is there any way we could get the devs to change arena orbs? They literally make no sense compared to Blitz and Raid orbs. With Blitz and Raid, you paid less currency for a random chance at characters in the store, but with Arena, you're paying more currency for random chance at characters. Also, I have a feeling Shatterstar will be put there, which will be very frustrating. Yeah, so this was very bad. This was not a great change. The other stores are reduced price. You get all the characters. When it was just the Kingpin orbs, it was a smaller price, which I thought they would just replace the Kingpin orb, put Scream and have that same drop price and call it a arena orb. And if they did that, just made it a one-to-one conversion with the only character you could get a Scream, I think it would be a little more justification for that increased price, especially if they left the L4 training modules in there instead of reducing it to L3s. But it makes no sense other than greed, which is where a lot of these decisions have been made. There was some good changes. Brought, oh, Arena Store, we're getting update. This is exciting, but no, this is actually worse. This is actually worse. In some aspects, it's worse. I think the cadence, if they have that cadence sped up because of the change of the Arena Store, I think that could be good. Hard to tell at this point because we have to wait to see what happens when the next character is added there. But yeah, it is not good. They know that they know it's not good, but if it's making money for them, there's the little reason to change, unfortunately. So hopefully this is something that's also addressed this week. I think the bigger thing is the requirements of ISO 8, but these have sucked. These have sucked ever since we knew the contents of it contains everybody in the Arena Store. Maybe not everybody, maybe not the minions, but yeah, it contains a large amount of the Arena Store characters, and it just devalues it. So having it cost more, just greed, Scopely. All right, Valley, love the passion lately, bud. You've been on fire with all the content you've been putting out. That's great. With that said, I'm curious if this new bug is happening to anyone else. I had 2 instances where weird things happened to Kestrel. The first was in War, when I killed her on Kestrel for Hire to help the 2-tap, and when the round ended, she wasn't dead after I clearly KO'd her. The second was in RTA when I spawned with Kestrel. She immediately died before a turn was taken. I know bugs are the favorite topic of Boundless, but I'm curious if this happened to other players. What should I do to notify the devs that this happened? If you can record it, that's even better evidence. And I think it helps them find the bugs earlier. But I think this has been reported. But anytime you have a bug like this, and not just you, everybody in the game report it to support. A lot of times they'll do nothing. But if enough people are reporting the same bug, I think they have to address that. And obviously, if you have video, I know most people aren't recording their entire gameplay all the time, but if you do have video or you have screenshots, I think it helps them find the bug and locate exactly what the issue is. So yeah, that's the best. And but this, I have seen reports of this in the Envoy chat, so they do know about it. How soon will they fix it or do anything about it? Who knows? It could be like a Black Bolt one, where it's finally addressed after 1.5 years, or it could be fixed very, very soon. I don't know. We'll have to see, but they know about it. They know this is an issue. Hey, Valley, what is up, brother? My question is, once Marvel Future Revolution is launched, will you stop playing MSF in favor of the new game? Keep on smashing. It all depends on fun, guys. If I'm still having fun with Marvel Strike Force, and I'm also having fun with Marvel Future Revolution, I'm going to be playing 2 games, covering 2 games on this channel. If Marvel Future Revolution is not as fun as I expect, then no, I'm probably going to still be playing Marvel Strike Force exclusively. If Marvel Strike Force goes down and we're not getting some of these the optimism or any reason for optimism that I'm hopeful of or curious of. I don't know if I'm hopeful at this point, but I'm curious what is going to happen, what kind of changes they're going to make. If they don't make a lot of changes in favor, then
yeah, and they take a lot of fun out, then there's no reason to play this if there's no fun. So we'll see. But my plan is hopefully the devs or what I would want to happen, the devs make the changes. Marvel Strike Force fun again. Marvel Future Revolution is an awesome game, and we end up playing both. That's the plan, but yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens in Strike Force, and we'll have to see what the fun level of Marvel Future Revolution is once it's released, which I'm thinking is going to be very high. I'm super hype about that game. All right, Valley, hope all is well. First time writing in. Thank you for all the great content. I can't believe Scopely went ahead with the ISO 8 requirements for the Doom raids. I mean, especially with all the salt that was in the community for the past 2 weeks before this update was released, you would think that they would have read the room better, knew what the response from the community would be before they implemented these changes, which is why it was so disappointing on Wednesday when this update dropped. Like, what? They're actually going through it, and there's no changes. So all the salt, all the negativity had no effect. Well, I think it's having an effect now. So hopefully they can revert some of these changes, or this is probably the lesser of the two evils, increasing the ISO 8 economy, or maybe both. Reduce the requirements for the Doom raids and up the ISO 8 green economy and to entice people to get more into this ISO 8 blue. But again, I have no idea what they're going to do. I thought they would have rolled the ISO 8 changes back before the update dropped. Yeah, I was wrong with that one though. This doesn't affect me or my alliance, but letting everyone know, Scopely, this was a bad idea. Very, very much so a bad idea. It's never a good idea to take content away from players and gate it behind new artificial bottlenecks that were never there in the first place. The problem is we're all saving money. I realized this a while watching one of Philosopher's videos. He was complaining about the Gear 13 bottleneck as he was buying the unique gear. I was a moderate spender between Guppy and Dolphin, but I'm stopped. What do you think? Can we make Scopely listening by closing our wallets? Closing wallets and also not logging in scares them. And yes, I heard some people were not logging in. I don't know if they want to make their presence known publicly, but I heard a bunch of people did not log in for a while, and that may have been what prompted Scopely to, hey, we need to start addressing some of these concerns of the community and not just letting it go, because yes, this game it was in a very, very good state in 2020, but it can all go away if people don't spend on this game and they don't want to play this game anymore in 2021 if they continue down this course. And I don't think it is a very positive course, but of course, with all these things, they can listen and they can revert all these changes. So I don't think the damage is far from being done. As far as this game, I think the players that left, unfortunately, I don't know if there's anything getting them back. But as far as the health of the game, this still can be. There's still time to reset this and bring more fun elements and less monetization elements to the game. All right, hey brother, the fallout from 5.4 patch seems bigger than we've ever had. I've heard rumblings in the past of people leaving the game after Scopely screwed up, but this time I've legitimately heard specific players leaving alliances, disbanding from it. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about that. The alliances disbanding, people that have spent thousands, tens of thousands on this game, leaving, not wanting to play the game anymore. This is probably the most negative the community has been, and well-deserved, Scopely. These are your decisions that have caused this. So hopefully you can look back and see what's happening based on these decisions and add more of these fun stuff and add more fun elements to the game. I feel like it's the free-to-play versus pay-to-win balance used to be very good in MSF. It was. You could compete at a free-to-play level because of the different release methods that they've had. You could unlock characters in the past and get them to a competitive level, but it's harder and harder. Especially the real-time arena and the double strike passes would really started saying, hey, we're drawing the line here between free and paid players, and they have not looked back ever since then. There's been a big shift towards pay to win recently. Do you think the shift is permanent? I hope not. Let's make MSF fun again. I agree. If we don't hear much from the devs this week, or we hear minimal changes coming and not wholesale changes that are based on fun, then this shift, I don't like the direction this game is headed. But I know there's some people that are fighting for us with the devs in the Scopely, aka Boundless Entertainment offices. So we'll see, and hopefully their voices are heard and they make our voices heard in those big dev meetings. So this week is what I'm expecting more information. Hey, Valley, there's another clone question. If you clone a character with a new skin that you don't have unlocked, do you get that skin or is it the old version? So we actually tried this on stream when I unlocked a Nick Fury costume. We cloned it. We cloned the new Nick Fury with a Sinister, and we got an old Nick Fury outfit on our roster. So even if you have the outfit unlocked and you clone that character with Sinister, it's gonna be the original character. Maybe this is another thing that you gotta add. You know, the seeing Fury on your opponents, seeing the character, or not necessarily seeing the costumes on your opponents, seeing the different costumes on the avatar on your screen, or the avatar as you scroll through your roster. But yeah, as of right now, or as of the test that we did when Fury was unlocked, yeah, if you clone a costume character, you don't get that version, brother. What is up, ValleyFlyin? One more question before I head off into retirement. I'm getting so many messages like this about people retiring from the game, longtime players retiring from the game because of Scopely's tone-deaf responses, and hopefully they're listening now. Hopefully their ears are wide open now. Is this enough? Is the game at rock bottom for them to listen and say, hey, we need to make the community happy? I hope it is at that point, and I hope this, the effect of all this negativity and people leaving the game, I hope it brings some long-term fun changes to the community and brings the community together. That's my hope, though. Thank you, by the way, to you content creators and the friends I played with over the past years. This game is what it's really making this game what it's really about, the community. With everything going on with Scopely, how long do you see this game lasting? I won't be around to hear your answer. Good luck, Commander. So I see this game going on for at least till the end of this year. I think they're going to right the ship. I think there's too much money on the line for them to keep going in this direction and keep making the players happy. Obviously, there's some players that don't care. They're going to spend money regardless. They love this game. They're addicted to this game. They're not gonna stop no matter how bad Scopely gets it. But there's a lot of players like yourself that don't like the direction the game is going. So I think Scopely is gonna reverse some of the decision, put more fun elements in the game, and I see this game lasting for many years. I think Marvel Future Revolution was in a very Future Fight was in a very bad place when I left that game 3 years ago, and even up to last year, there's people talking about some of these unfriendly decisions, but I think they're in a very good place right now. They did turn that game around. They turned that community around. Same thing with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. That game has been turned around. So much negativity from that game last year. People thinking, oh, this game's dying. We got Jedi Knight Luke. That means this game is going down. But they're adding more fun. People are happy in that game right now. So I think it's just a cycle. We've always had ups and downs in this game, and we had an up in December, and we've been down ever since then. I think this game has to have a turn up. You know, there's been things that have been signs that this game wants to be positive again. Silver Surfer was released. The community is very, very happy. And then there's another bug with offers and people getting multiple offers. And then the morale went down again. And then Kestrel was good. I mean, kind of a double-edged sword, but Kestrel came into the game and morale went up a little bit. It's like I said, it was a double-edged sword, so it wasn't just positive. But and then more bugs happened, Heroes for Hire, and then people just got upset. You know, the bug upon release of when the game first was released with Colleen Colleen Wing, a week after release with Colleen Wing, and that game crashing there. The update taking longer than expected. There's a few things. So I do think this game is going to be around for a few years. I think they're tone deaf right now, but I don't think they're so tone deaf that they're going to let this game continue on this course. I think they have to turn it around. Greetings, Valley from Singapore. I understand Scopely gated the Doom Raid behind ISO 8 due to the lack of sales they're getting from it. Given the lack of sales numbers at costumes at the moment, do you think there's their gate stuff behind the costumes, maybe like Greek raids, as that would increase their sales numbers? I think that'd be a very bad decision to gate things behind costumes, especially when they said they don't have plans for costumes to be required for content. No stat increase. Actually, they didn't say not required for content. I think they said no stat increases planned for costumes. But yeah, judging by the release methods of their costumes right now, they don't all have some of the recent costumes don't have that $50 and $33 price tags. They are unlocked pretty easily just by playing this game. Nick Fury, you got to choose one of those WandaVision or Thor costumes just pretty much by playing. that Iceman costume, just by playing Arena, you're getting to unlock that. I'm thinking this Loki costume will be relatively easy to unlock either. So the trends that I'm seeing in costumes, I don't see that happening, but yeah, this is boundless, aka Scopely. Anything can happen. Anything monetization, anything that they can monetize, they will, based on some of the other Scopely games. But again, hopefully we get some changes this week, guys. All right, hey Valley, very sad to see you very negative about the game recently because of your high spirit, but I'm there with you. I totally get it, and a lot of it is to do with some hope that some of the negativity will get some changes for the community, guys. So yeah, I get it. I don't want to be negative either, but if that's what it takes to get the community fired up, to get Scopely to actually make some changes, then that's what this channel is going to be about, because it is about the better long-term health of the game and for the MSF community. Now, I hope I'm not giving this idea to Boundless Greed Inc., but with the trend of ISO, I'm a bit worried about future content. I'm hoarding war credits since I finished Dark Dimension 4, since I don't need to buy stuff in the store anymore. Just got long shot shards, thinking that I'm hoarding stuff towards a future war orb and a head start on this. Seeing this ISO 8 trend, I feel like it's going to be the Dark Dimension 5 requirements. Something like 5 level characters at ISO 8 level 5 blue, and I'm ready to quit. Oh, ISO 8 blue would be very bad. Green, hopefully there's some permanent changes coming and they're not as hard to get. But yes, I think ISO 8 green, I think we can fully expect ISO 8 green to be some of the requirements for a lot of content, especially seeing what they've done with this new mythic legendary and these new events that are happening for the bio gear, or the different class gear that require the ISO 8 for the different tiers, 3, 4, and 5, depending on how hard you want to go. But oh my goodness, ISO 8 blue, that would be so restrictive, especially considering how random it is when you're getting those orbs from the Doom raids. Even people that are doing the Doom raids not being able to upgrade their characters. I mean, we've been doing the Doom raids ever since it launched, which was one of my fears, that I have to go back to Ultima 7.5. We're not doing what we were in the Doom raids, but one of the good things is we didn't have to revert to Ultima 7.5. But even with that, still I don't have enough blue gear to get even one character up to ISO 8 level 1. So level 5 would be very, very grindy. And if maybe that's a requirement 2 years from now, I think enough people, or even a year and a half. But if they have that kind of requirement like 6 months, not good. I hope you didn't just give them some ideas, brother. Hey Valley, just wanted to see if you thought the new Captain America Sam could be a new milestone character. Like, what percentage do you think? I think it's very, very likely. I don't know, likely. I think it's possible that it could be a new gold milestone character. We haven't had one since Emma, and she left the milestones a long time ago, months ago. I don't even remember. It seems like at least 3 months ago. But it's probably more, probably closer to the beginning of this year. Yeah, so maybe 4 months ago. But who is the next one? It could be Sam. He has a very strong kit. It's not overpowered strong like some of these other characters that have recently been released, but very strong kits. And I think it is strong enough for a gold milestone character, especially because they have that skill tag. And if you want to see what it looks like, let's go over to the msf.gg. This is what the avatar looks like. He is on the site right now if you guys want to check it out. It's not available from the normal section, but if you go to msf.gg /characters /Sam Wilson and capital S, capital W, that will get you to the screen. You can check out his kit here, but I think there is some likelihood that it could be happening. And if I had to go up for percent, I would say it's a 33.333% that he is the next gold milestone character. But that number may change based on more information that we get. So hope all is well with you. Great thoughts back, brother. And let's move on. Since Blitz is a major issue due to players with a couple million TCP competing with 20 million TCP players, how about capping the team you could use in Blitz to say 20 teams? Means we play less per rotation. New players get to catch up eventually because endgame players will just keep adding the team after team, or no new players and mid-game can catch up to be on a fair level. So here, you got a couple things here. One is catch-up mechanics, and I'm all in favor of catch-up mechanics. The other thing here is that people have been building their rosters and spending money in their rosters, and they should have kind of some rewards. I think Blitz is a place to reward them for that. I think catch-up mechanics need to come in another area though. So double drops on all older shards. Anything older than a year in any of the campaigns should have double drops. Same thing with the Blitz. All those stores, I think that's a good catch-up mechanic. Making these characters appear in stores and be farmable a lot sooner would also be another catch-up mechanic. So it's not just reliant on these Blitz releases, but I think as an early release method, keeping the Blitz sim, I think it is an issue with mid-game people with smaller rosters, but you do need to reward larger rosters and spenders somewhere. I think Blitz is where they want to do it, but yeah, catch-up mechanics are vastly needed. I just think it should be in other game modes that they should add these catch-up mechanics, and this should be the reward. But let me know your thoughts, guys. There's a few different things in play here, so I want to hear your thoughts on this, guys. I know the community is a little divided over the Blitz sim issues there. All right, in the recent light of the recent saltiness, what do you think Ultimate 7 requires 60% to unlock the next ability, giving instead of the previous 100? This like I said in the previous question, very nice positive change that I think did get overshadowed with some of these ISO 8 requirements. I think the ISO the 60% is a step in the right direction for beginner and mid alliances that can progress through Ultimate 7 easier. I don't think progressing this is much covered. I'd like to know your opinion on it. Yeah, so very positive. They're very good. So yeah, it's just overshadowed by some negativity. And I think a lot of the positives that they've offered over the past few months has been overshadowed by a lot of the negativity, a lot of the grindiness, a lot of the focus on monetization, not enough focus on fun. But there has been some changes, and this is a very major positive change. My lines were on full 24 to 22 to 23, and now stopped at 21. Ever since the ISO 8 requirements, the 60% on U7 definitely helps, but is a problem that they created in the first place. Yeah, by people wanting to leave because of these new requirements. Scopely just not reading the room. Tone deaf ever since that original Adam Warlock blog post that announced those Doom Raid changes. It's been so tone deaf, non-responsive since then, but little bit of optimism coming, cautious optimism coming potentially this week. A petition to have previous tier talents grayed out so we could claim smaller tier rewards. Haven't done this, but it's an accident waiting to happen. I almost did this a few times. Like, oh wait, I got to go all the way to the left. So that would be good. That would be good. Or maybe you could lock it. Maybe not grayed out, but put a lock on it so individual players can lock and unlock these nodes, so you don't actually do that. I think that a lock would be a little more beneficial than a grayed out area, because grayed out area gives us less choice, and that's one of the things that is not popular with the ISO 8 requirements, because it gives us less choice. So, you know, giving the players a choice I think would be positive, but so making it so you don't actually need to do it, but the player has to lock it themselves, I think would be the way to go to give us the choice that they want. And that is it, guys. Those are the that's why I'm not as salty. Those are the reasons that I'm a little optimistic. Obviously, I can't go into detail about the full breadth of what was said and why I have a little more optimism, cautious optimism, because there were things said in the past that were not totally fulfilled. But that is the state of game, guys. Let me know your thoughts on it. Are you waiting till this week? Have you already left the game? Are you looking forward to future revolution? And what do you think is on the horizon with Marvel Strike Force? Does Jason Bender's Twitter comments give you enough hope that there's change coming to the coming on the horizon for Marvel Strike Force? Let me know your thoughts. Very curious to see it, and hopefully we get some positive news for Marvel Strike Force. This is a long time coming, guys, and I will see you guys next time. New video out tomorrow, new stream out tomorrow, so just stop by the Valley Club and check out the video. Make sure you are a subscriber. Make sure you are a member of the notification squad so you get notified as soon as a new video is up. And yes, check out some of the sponsors, guys. Amazon Coins have an awesome program there. Only available in certain regions, so unfortunately not available to everyone. BlueStacks is my emulator of choice, and if you want to get rewarded for your in-game purchases, make sure Lootcakes. All those links are down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Before you go, where's that Hulk fist? I'm holding it up to the screen, and I will see you next time. ValleyFlyin out.